All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. Today we are getting one more step closer to finishing Darren's 68 Barracuda hardtop. That's been a total transformation. Hopefully you'll check out the playlist if you haven't seen it yet. I got most of this thing buffed, cut out the little runs, little imperfections and stuff. Also, I got the new axles installed with his new red line tires. Some people were asking about the wheels tires combination. These are 275/60s in rear, and he does have super stock springs. The fronts 225/60/15. So I believe he got all those wheels from Summit, and right now it's got adapters on the front because he's going with the new front K member when he does his Hemi swap in this. So this is getting a Gen 3 Hemi, if you didn't know. But yeah, last time I got all our trim installed. I can do door handles. I can do the whole back end stuff today. I got my rear bumper brackets painted up nice. AMD bumper goes on, mirror goes on, tail lights. I got to polish those up. And it's going to look like a car when it leaves here. I think also I can give you a quick rollout by this afternoon. The sun will be just right in the sky to finally see this thing outside. Mostly done. I don't have the stripes with me today, which I don't think I can get to them anyway if I'm just hustling, running around doing everything else, but we'll see. And here's the bumper we always wanted. I've got the center brackets loosely holding it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and put the side brackets on, get those all lined up before I do my tighten up. But here's one. I've got it sandblasted, and I shot it with some matte clear. I did a couple coats. I know it's pretty hard to tell, but I think they're supposed to be natural. And if they're not, it's going to be hidden anyway, and it is protected with clear coat. But I just wanted to show you that as I keep pushing forward. I've still got to spray, or actually, I'll probably wipe a little paint on this just with a brush, do some single stage. I don't like leaving the primer, but the taillights themselves do have a gasket that's not ever supposed to get wet. It makes me a little nervous. I also need to wash out in here, get some of that old dirty wet sand and stuff. The trunk needs a lot of detailing up and all that, but I'm trying to get exterior stuff done first, vacuum out the trunk, kind of save it for last. And I've got to do a little bit up under my lid. So he didn't want the lid painted on the inside. He wanted to keep the original sticker. That all looks factory, but pretty weathered. So I've got stuff like this that is little ugly rusty stuff. There you go. Or the old stuff's chipping off, the seam sealer and whatever. Well, you see a shiny red car now. This is old, just buffing compound. It's got to go away. Detailing that stuff up is not a big deal, but I am going to end up bagging the car to do it. So I don't want to take a chance, you know, even if I bag and lay a blanket under here to where my sandpaper or wire wheel or anything can touch that beautiful paint. So that'll be coming up soon. Taillights going in after I get my side braces in. But I've got these lined up to where they can slide under. My square hole lines up, and then I can get those bolts in. Now I noticed these taillights, I've cleaned as much as I can. That blind right there is supposed to be black, and I happen to have a little black. And I would rather just brush it in. It won't take but just a minute, and it'll make it look so much nicer. I like to keep these little craft brushes. I think I got them on Amazon. And see if I can mess this up. No pressure. I could hear the doubt in y'all's mind when I was doing that, but I think he's looked pretty good. I wiped it off appropriately, and it's starting to dry. See how that looks pretty dull there? I think it looks good. That's going to dry up, shrink up a little bit. I'm going to get them put on in just a second. Let's do the tail panel pieces. There's another glimpse of those. If you haven't seen them already, they are polished, painted, perfect. I believe he had those restored or bought them from somebody after they destroyed in shipping the other set. So he was fortunate to get those. Let me get my clips ready. I think the top's going to be easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll put her in first. Now let's see how close we got. All right. That one's off a little. That one is just a little bit as well. Right there. Boom, boom, boom. That one just barely. Oh, getting closer. Ah. Good. Baby. One and two are in. Ouch, is barely off. 3, 4, 5. There we go. That end one was being a booger. 6, 6.5. Come on. That was in. If you can't tell, it's getting dark. We'll slide my lights in. Oh, baby. So close. It's about to look like a car. Don't you like those days when you feel like you worked all day and didn't get a lot done? Lots of little steps. Beautiful. And there it is. I don't even care that I kicked my nuts over. Ha ha. Check us out. I had to swap over to my phone because my GoPro died, but I don't even care at this point. Would you look at that? Man, it's getting close. That trim fought me to death, but it lines up really nicely, let me say. My paint looks decent. The reveal all the way around, I'm glad I test fit that. Same thing here. Beautiful. Get you some of that Barracuda, or barely could you. I'm gonna call it a day and probably wrap this video up. I don't know if I'm gonna do more until the big reveal and Darren picks this thing up. We'll see how it goes, but there's the back of our car. Looks like a car again. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you next time. Florida people.